What's good, guys? This is Lesky. Welcome back to my channel for another FC26 Clubs video. This is going to be my second ever FC26 video on my channel. And I want to thank EA. I'm in the EA Creator Network. They allowed me to get a little bit early access to make content for you guys. So I appreciate the help from EA in sponsoring this video. But what we're going to be doing in this video is looking at the new build system that they added into FC26 Clubs, and it's called Archetype. So we're going to be looking at all the archetypes. I'm going to be explaining it to the best of my ability. There might be some stuff on some of the screens, on the archetype screens, that maybe some of y'all didn't notice, and I'm going to point that stuff out. And maybe there's some stuff that I don't notice, and y'all could let me know in the comments if y'all see something like that that I didn't mention. So I'm going to be giving my opinions on each of these archetypes, maybe like some good positions, some good ways to use the builds, and hopefully this will help you guys decide what archetype to unlock first when you first get on the game. So I am currently on the My Pro tab in Clubs, and this is where you'll get to look at the archetype system. So it's going to have you unlock an archetype, pick one archetype first when you get on the game. So I chose Creator, and I did that in my last video. Go ahead and check out my last video where I basically just showed all the menu screens in FC26 if you are interested in that. This video, we're strictly just going to be analyzing this new build system. So I chose the Creator archetype because I feel like this is going to be one of the best ones to play as a cam, and I like to play cam quite a bit, and it also can be pretty good in other positions like winger, left mid, right mid, or even like just like CM, like a box-to-box midfielder potentially as well. So this one is inspired by Andres Iniesta, as you guys can see. So all these archetypes are inspired by a player like Maestro that I don't have unlocked. It's inspired by Toni Kroos. So I only have Creator unlocked right now, and if you pre-ordered the Ultimate Edition, I do believe one of the bonuses is you get a free archetype unlock consumable right here. So you could basically use this, and you can have two archetypes unlocked right at the beginning. So you could do like a midfielder and a forward one if you wanted to. And before we start looking at all these archetypes, I kind of just want to show y'all some of these other screens before we really dive into like their base attributes, their playstyles, perks, their specializations, and all that kind of stuff. So Creator right now, only one I have unlocked. There is this edit archetype card where you'll eventually, once you unlock archetypes, maybe do objectives, play in like the rush events or something, the end of season pass rewards, all that kind of stuff, you will probably start to earn cosmetics for your card. So you can change the background, maybe the stance on your player, not 100% sure on that, and then like the frame of the card, and then probably some other stuff. But right now I don't have anything, so I just wanted to show you guys that you will be able to customize your card as you upgrade your archetype. There's this more info tab, which is really important. So we'll just look at that really quick. It's actually pretty important, and it'll give like an overview of the archetype. So this is the Creator, shows the playstyles, the signature playstyles, the signature perks, the preferred positions, the suggested positions, and then it'll show the specializations, which we'll get into in a bit. And this is pretty cool. You can see the Creator Plus, inspired by Iniesta, and then Architect, inspired by David Beckham, Sniper, inspired by Zinedine Zidane. And they each come with a Playstyle Plus that you can use to swap out with one of the original Playstyle Plus that comes with this archetype. And then they each come with a perk, so then you can have a third perk. So doing a specialization is going to be pretty important. Maybe not just for like the playstyle. You don't have to like say you do Architect, you don't have to use Dead Ball. I'm pretty sure you don't have to use Dead Ball Plus and switch it out for the original two, Incisive Pass and Inventive. I think you'll have a choice, but if you do that, you'll at least get the third perk. So you might not want to use Dead Ball, but you'll at least get that third perk, and you can use that, which could be pretty clutch. And then if I right stick over, it'll show the minimum attributes you need for your build in order to unlock a specialization. So it seems like from what I've seen, all the archetype specializations have these exact attribute requirements. So 290s and 192. So as you can see, the Creator Plus got 90 long pass, crossing, and vision, and then so forth for the other ones. Obviously the attributes change, but it seems like the numbers pretty much stay the same, 290s and 192. And then this attribute screen is pretty cool because it tells you some recommended roles like this archetype could be best at. and then it shows you the height and weight range you can use this build. Also shows the acceleration type, so if you change like the agility or strength on a build, it'll update and show the acceleration type, which is really nice. First time we've had this, so that's really clutch. You don't have to like calculate it yourself or go in game and then check your acceleration type just to make sure. And then right here, it's also showing the weight range and then the skill moves and weak foot range. So you can see the skill moves and weak foot have some gray, they're like grayed out. So that means you can actually get a 5-star weak foot and 5-star skills on the creator archetype. So if I were to go to, what would be a good one? Say just this goalkeeper one really quick. Sorry guys, I'm still a little sick, so I probably sound a little sick, and I got a bit of a cough in me and stuff like that. But if I go to more info under one of these goalkeeper archetypes and then go to attributes, you'll see there's a darker gray and then a lighter gray. So this is showing for the shot stopper archetype, you can only get 2-star skill moves max and 3-star weak foot max. So keep that in mind. You might want to take a look at that before you pick or unlock an archetype. So if I go back to this more info tab, go to attributes, and then you'll see the max skill moves and weak foot for the creator archetype is 5-star, 5-star, which I really like. Then if we go back to the main archetype screen, there's this view level rewards button under more info. So we can click this and then it'll show all the levels and then what you get once you reach each level. So at level 10, you get 38 AP, which are attribute points, card upgrade, like a border, and then a new playstyle slot unlocked. And I believe it goes all the way up to level 50 to start out, but they will eventually increase the level cap, and I think they'll eventually also increase how many playstyles we can get on our build. So at level 50 for this creator one, I'll unlock the signature playstyle upgrade, so I get that invented playstyle to a plus rather than just the basic silver one, and then I also get another card upgrade and then more AP. So level 50 for now will be the max level for an archetype, but it'll eventually increase. And then the next thing I want to show you guys before we start looking at each archetype is the edit button. So I only have the edit option for the creator archetype because that's the only one I have unlocked. So I'll just look at this really quick, and then it'll take you to the attribute screen, and this is where you spend your AP, your attribute points, to upgrade your attributes. So there's no skill tree anymore. You can just directly upgrade any attribute you want. And some of these attributes will have different upgrade cost, and there's 4 key attributes for each archetype, and those are supposed to be where it costs less to upgrade those key attributes, because as a creator you're more of like a playmaking, kind of like a cam in my opinion, but obviously you can use it in other midfielder positions and it'll be good, but you're more of like a playmaking type of player. So vision, short pass, and curve are the key attributes, and then long shots, because as like a cam, you will be getting some long shot opportunities being around the outside of the box a lot. So these are the 4 key attributes for the creator archetype, and it'll be different for each archetype. And to upgrade them, it'll cost a little bit less than some other attributes that you see on this screen. And then you can go down to skill moves right here, upgrade. I can instantly get 5-star skills. That honestly might be a pretty good option for me because I like using 5-star skills. So I could just get 5-star skills and it costs me 80 AP, and I start out with 100 AP. So say I just do that right there, and then I click confirm, and then I can add those 80 AP. So I'm going to do that really quick, just see what that looks like. It'll pop up that screen, make sure you for sure want to do it, and then there you go. I have the 5-star skills and I still have 20 AP left. And I know they did announce if you wanted to like reset your attributes, like completely reset all of them, you would have to spend coins or do a archetype reset consumable. I'm trying to see where I could reset it to make sure. Is there like a, oh yeah, reset attributes. So click Y or triangle on PlayStation, reset attributes, and as you can see, it's 5,000 coins, which really isn't that much at all. I haven't played a game yet. I literally have 0 coins because I haven't played a single game yet on 26. But 5,000 coins is what it looks like, and then you can also use the consumable, but I don't have the consumable. So I don't really like that you have to spend coins or consumable to reset your attributes, but at least it's only 5,000 coins. That's not much at all. So at this point, I might as well just go over the rest of the creator archetype, and then we can move on to the rest, because I don't think I'm going to be able to get to this edit screen for all the rest of the archetypes because I don't have them unlocked. So this is again where you're going to upgrade your attributes, And then also, if y'all didn't notice, at the bottom right here, kind of where my webcam is, it shows related playstyles. So curve right here, it shows finesse shot, game changer, incisive pass, and inventive. And then if I scroll over with the right stick, it'll then show the minimum attributes you need to get those playstyles unlocked. So curve is involved for all three of these playstyles that it's showing. So you need a minimum 80 curve in order to use those basic playstyles on this build. But I think incisive pass we already have on this build because it's one of the special playstyles that you start with. So that one's not a big deal, I don't believe. So then if we go over to playstyles, yeah, I already have incisive and inventive. So I wouldn't even really need to upgrade the curve because I already have them. And eventually, once I level up this archetype, these playstyles will turn into the gold one, so the plus. So right here at the bottom right, in this blue text says upgrades to playstyle plus at level 30. And then at level 50, the inventive turns to inventive plus. And then I have one playstyle slot unlocked. And right now I can't add any playstyle because I don't have the attributes required, the minimum attribute requirements to get another playstyle unlocked. So maybe going for the 5-star skills wasn't the best if I wanted another playstyle, because I don't even know if it's possible. So say I would want like Tiki Taka as like a cam, or maybe a ball control playstyle. So say like first touch, for instance. So I need to have minimum 80 composure. Right now it's at 72, and then minimum 75 ball control. So if I just go back to the attribute screen, upgrade my composure to 80, which I'm not able to because I don't have enough AP, then I would be able, if I did that, I would be able to unlock the first touch playstyle, and then I could use it on this build. Also at the bottom right, it's showing the total cost for those upgrades. So in order to get the composure to 80, it'll cost me 45 AP, which I only have 20. And I believe on this screen, if I had enough to get first touch, if I had enough AP, I would just be able to click the playstyle and it would upgrade the attributes on the attribute page to that minimum amount. So it would automatically upgrade my composure to 80 for me and unlock the first touch playstyle for me. So I don't have to go to this page, upgrade the composure to 80. It'll do it for me on this screen when I actually have enough AP to get those attributes and unlock this playstyle, if that makes sense. I'm not able to show it to you guys because I kind of messed up going for the 5-star skills and I'm not able to reset my build. Probably shouldn't have done that, but I'm pretty sure you can do that because I did see that in the beta. Going over to the next tab where it's specializations, and I kind of already showed y'all a little bit of these specializations. So the creator plus, architect, and sniper for the creator archetype. So you can basically just double down on the creator one. It turns it to creator plus, still inspired by Iniesta, and then this will give you whipped pass plus, and you would be able to use whip pass plus instead of one of the original playstyles, so incisive pass or inventive. So you would swap it out for one of them, and then you would get that third perk. So it says the ultimate creator capable of delivering precise, and I can't even read that because the text is over Iniesta's face. Let's just ignore that. And then it shows the perk assistant is what the perk is called. Through passes in the opponent's half give a boost to finishing, balance, and ball control to your teammate. And one thing I do want to mention, the last I've heard, I believe each of the perks upgrade +5 attributes. So it's nothing crazy, but it's still pretty, I feel like it'll still be pretty noticeable. I don't know if they've changed that, but the last I've heard, all the attribute boosts from perks are +5s. So keep that in mind. So through passes in the opponent's half give a boost to finishing, balance, and ball control to your teammate. So this is one of those perks where it's not going to give boost to you. It's going to give boost to your teammates where you're passing the ball. So say you have a striker running in behind, you hit a through ball to them, and then it's going to boost their finishing. So it'll make it more likely for you to get an assist and for them to score. Also upgrade their balance and ball control. So I really like those type of perks. That's pretty interesting. Then here's the architect, where it's airmail, crosses from the attacking wings receive a boost to curve, long passing, and crossing. And this one gives you dead ball, which makes sense because Beckham was very good at set pieces. And then the sniper, power shot plus, makes a lot of sense on Zidane. He was scoring bangers, had a lot of power in his shot. So solo shooter is the perk. Shots after dribbling into the box from the middle receive a boost to finishing, shot power, and reactions. Then it shows the unlock criteria. Like I said, each of these archetypes have like two 90s and a 92 you need for the minimum attributes to unlock these specializations. Then on the left, there's this text that says specializations grant an additional perk and allow you to customize the signature playstyles of your archetype. So I believe that's what I was saying. If you wanted to, you could put Power Shot Plus in for Incisive Pass or Inventive once you unlock this specialization, but I don't think you have to. You don't have to use Power Shot Plus. You could just keep Inventive and Incisive and then just have the benefit of the extra perk from the specialization. And then it says only one can be equipped at a time, so you can't like have the architect and the creator active at the same time. I guess that's what it's saying. Then the last tab on the edit screen is the body tab, and this is where you can change the height and weight. So right now it's at 5'9", 152, but say I bump it up to like 6 foot, like 174 or something like that, you'll see the attributes change. So the acceleration is -4, agility -4, balance -2, and then the jumping, sprint speed, and strength go up. So say I save this, I believe you don't have to like spend coins or do like an archetype reset. That's only for attributes when it comes to the height and weight, and then I think even play styles. And then if we go over to attributes, it will then I don't think it will reflect on the attribute screen. That's what's kind of weird, to be honest, if this makes sense. So I changed my body and then I got some pluses and minuses because of that, but it's not actually reflecting on the attribute screen. It'll reflect on the in-game stats once you get into the game, but these changes and attributes aren't actually showing on the attribute screen. So keep that in mind. That's pretty confusing. I don't really like how they did that, to be honest. I think it's kind of weird. So like right now you see that I have 72 agility and then it's showing -4. So it's actually going to be 68, I think, once I get into a game. Yeah, because like if I change these, none of these stats actually change. So it's at 72 at default, but then I changed the height and weight, so it's now -4, and then the agility is still at 72. So but when I get into an actual game, I believe it'll be 68 agility instead of 72. And again, I don't know how that's gonna mess with the acceleration type. You know how I showed y'all on that more info screen, it showed the acceleration type. Is that actually going to change it, or is it going to be changed in game because it's not reflecting on the attribute screen, if that makes sense? It's kind of confusing the way they did this, but I did want to point that out. And then going back to this attribute screen, one thing I wanted to show, which I really like how they added, is these tags. If I click the left stick on my controller, they have these tags. So there's tags for key attributes, creator plus, architect, sniper. But the main one I like is club facility boost, which they didn't really have last year with facilities that they introduced. And you couldn't really tell which attributes on your skill tree were getting boosted by your club's facilities. But now once you have this tag, it'll add the attribute boost, the facility boost to your attributes on this screen, and then it'll also have this club's logo showing that these are the attributes getting boosted by your club's facilities. So that's really nice. Before we move on to the rest of the archetypes, I want to read the perks that you start out with on the creator archetype. So Grasshopper Passer you unlock at level 1, and then Bullseye Passer you unlock at level 40. So Dinked Passes, and Dinked Passes, I believe they mean like the double tap. Like the double tap passes, the A passes, the through balls, the ones where they kind of just go up in the air and like you can hit them over people's legs. They're like knee to waist height. Those passes are really nice. So this perk will actually make dinked passes better. Dinked passes in the opponent's half receive a boost to ball control, short passing, and curve. And then Bullseye Passer, precision passes in the middle third receive a boost to curve, long passing, and short passing. I'm going to really like that because I do a ton of precision passes, precision lob passes, precision passes on the ground. That'll be really nice for me. So that is the creator archetype. That took a while, but I was going more in depth with a bunch of the screens and some of the features they added. I'm not going to be doing all that when we look at the rest of these archetypes. So I think I'm just going to stay on the midfielder archetypes because I just showed y'all the creator archetype. And on the left, it's also showing that archetype card, as y'all I'm sure have noticed, and it's showing those key attributes on the left. So they're all at 75, and then it gives you a total for each of those key attributes, shows your level, shows the play styles that you're going to have active, and all that kind of stuff. So let's move to Spark, which I think will be best as like a winger type of player. And this one is based off of Luis Figo, who was a winger. So this one comes with signature playstyles of Rapid and Trickster. Key attributes are acceleration, agility, ball control, and dribbling. Then it shows the specializations and then the perks, but those are currently locked. And I obviously do not have this archetype unlocked. I can unlock it with 25,000 coins is what it costs to unlock an archetype, 200 FC points, or you can use a consumable. So I could use my on my archetype unlock consumable that I haven't used, but I'm not going to use that yet. I'm going to save that for now. And then you can also look at the view level rewards, and then the main page we're just going to be able to look at, since we don't have any of these archetypes unlocked, is the more info page. So let's take a look at that. I think Spark will be a pretty popular archetype with the rapid play style. You're eventually going to get it to Rapid Plus. That's going to be really good. And like I said, I think this will be best as like a winger in like a 4-3-3 formation, maybe even like a 4-4-2 as like a left mid, right mid, or even like maybe a 3-back or even a 5-back as like a wing back, depending on how high you can get the defensive attributes. It could be pretty good there. So let's look at the perks. So Bailout unlocks at level 1, knock on past an opponent in the attacking wing for a boost to acceleration, agility, and ball control. So the ones that boost the like dribbling attributes and pace, I think will be really nice. So this is the knock-ons that you do with the right stick. Rapid makes the knock-ons better, and then this perk will make them even better. So that seems like it's going to be really good, but it is only going to be active when you do it past an opponent, not like in the open where there's not an opponent next to you, so that you will have to keep that in mind. Cutback specialist passes after entering the box from the wing, receive a boost to short passing, crossing, and vision. So you're pretty good with those sweaty passes, which makes sense as a winger. Then if we go into specializations, there's Spark Plus, which gives Quick Step Plus. So you could have Quick Step Plus with Rapid Plus, take off Trickster Plus, and you could have a Quick Step Plus and Rapid Plus build. I think this is going to be very popular. And then this one gives you the Twinkle Toes perk. Skill move past an opponent on the attacking wing. Ooh, I'm going to like the skill move ones. To boost agility, acceleration, and sprint speed. But it has to be past an opponent, and it's got to be on the attacking wing. Keep that in mind for all these. And then the next one is called Joker, based on Eden Hazard, and this one gives a Whip Pass Plus, Selfless perk, skill move past an opponent in the opponent's half to boost short passing, curve, and composure. So this one's a bit better, this perk, I think, in my opinion, because it's the opponent's half, so the entire half, while the Quick Step one, Spark Plus, is only on the attacking wing. And then the next one, which I don't think is going to be very common, is Chip Shot, but I guess you could probably, not 100% sure, I've said this a couple times already, maybe just do this specialization just for the perk and not the Chip Shot playstyle, because Chip Shot is definitely one of the worst playstyles in the game. Stunning Shooter, skill move past an opponent in the attacking third to boost curve, finishing, and shot power. Then if I scroll over with the right stick, it'll show the unlock criteria for each of these specializations. And then the ace is inspired by JJ Okocha. So those are the specializations. And then if we go to the attribute screen, I'm not going to take too long on these pages, show some recommended roles. You're going to be able to get 5-star, 5-star, 5-4 to 6-2. So it seems pretty similar to the creator archetype when it comes to minimum height and weight and maximum height and weight. Same with skill moves and weak foot. And then here are the attributes to start out. So you have 75 pace to start out, and you can get the acceleration up to 99 max, sprint speed up to 95 max. So it's showing all the max, the highest you can get each of these attributes. Like you can get 99 crossing if you want, but it will probably cost quite a bit of AP if you were trying to get like 99 stats, or at least I think it will. The next archetype is gonna be Maestro, which I'm interested in. I do like the signature play styles. Ping Pass and Tiki Taka are very good as like a midfielder. And this is inspired by Tony Kroos. Composure, vision, ball control, and long pass are the key attributes. Let's go to the more info screen. So Ping Pass and Tiki Taka, there you go. You could use this build as like a cam. Left mid, right mid, CM, or CDM is what it's the suggested positions. But of course, you could even use it as like a winger. You could use these archetypes as a striker if you wanted to. Like your attributes won't be lowered if you're using say like a striker archetype as a goalkeeper. It's not going to lower your attributes. You're just going to have bad attributes to start out, so it's not going to be good to be like the Maestro archetype as a goalkeeper, obviously. So just keep that in mind. Like, even if you're like out of position, you're not playing one of these exact positions with this archetype or another archetype that you might see, your attributes won't be lower. It's just recommended positions to use these archetypes. So signature perks: fly trap, shield after an interception in the middle third for a boost to strength, balance, and ball control. That one seems pretty nice. Eagle eyes, receive a pass in the defensive half for a short boost to long passing, vision, and ball control. I feel like the Maestro archetype will mostly be used as like a box-to-box type of midfielder, or maybe like a CDM, like a double pivot, like a 2 CDM formation, or potentially a cam. It could be pretty good at cam. So technical plus for the Maestro plus, inspired by Kroos. Turnover specialist, successful stand tackle in the defensive half for a boost to short passing, long passing, and vision. And then first touch plus on the Crasher one, inspired by Frank Lampard. And this one is box crash perk. Enter the opponent's box from the middle for a short boost to finishing, composure, and vision. And then heartbeat, which gives relentless plus, which I probably won't use. I don't really like relentless plus, and with the stamina changes that they added in 26, I just don't know how good relentless will be, or if it'll be like necessary, especially relentless plus. So the perk is foot in and run. Successful strong stand tackle in the defensive half for a boost to acceleration, reactions, and stamina. So it's doing the strong stand tackle, which is like RB stand tackle. So you have to press the RB button on Xbox and the stand tackle button, or R1 on PlayStation and the stand tackle button. I don't really use that very much at all, so I wouldn't really activate that perk much, but if I was using this specialization, then I would probably keep that in mind and actually try it. Now for the attributes page, so it looks like the min and max height range is like the same as the creator and Maestro, and even the weight possibly too, as well as the skill moves and weak foot, but it will change. I think they're just kind of keeping most of these midfielder ones the same. I think the next one might be slightly different because it's more of a CDM, so you might not be able to get like 5-star skills or something, or you might be able to be a little bit taller. We'll take a look at that. And then here are the attributes. So max 90 pace, so you can't be like crazy fast on this Maestro archetype, which kind of makes sense if it's based off of Kroos, I guess. And then, yeah, let me just scroll quickly through all these attributes. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. Then the next one is Recycler, which I think I'm really going to like, and I think it's going to be one of the best archetypes for the CDM position. And it could even be used as like a box-to-box midfielder, or maybe like a center back or a fullback. But I think it's definitely going to be best as a CDM. So the signature playstyles are intercept, impress, proven, which I like. Key attributes are strength, interceptions, defensive awareness, and long shots. So if you mostly play CDM, I would consider this one as one of the archetypes you should use. So right here with the suggested positions, it's even saying you could use it as a cam, which I don't know about that. Definitely as like a CM, box to box, a CDM, a center back is what I was saying, and possibly even like a fullback. I just don't know how much you can get like the crossing if you want to go up and cross the ball. Maybe the crossing's not the best, but I think you could possibly use it as a fullback also. So the perk, press and pass, win the ball in the defensive half to gain a short boost to short passing, reactions, and vision. Physical passer, shield the ball from an opponent in the defensive half to boost balance, short passing, and aggression. So with that perk, they want you to utilize that press proven signature playstyle to activate that physical passer perk. On to specializations, the Recycler Plus gives you Ping Pass Plus, which is a nice option as a CDM. And then the Hard and Fast perk, first time driven passes in the defensive half receive a boost to short passing, vision, and long passing. So that's when you activate the Pinged Pass perk on a first time pass, you will get those attribute boost. And then the main reason I'm the most intrigued by this archetype, this Recycler archetype, is the driver specialization with Yaya Toure. I would like to use this as like a box-to-box, use Enforcer Plus in combination with Press Proven Plus, and just have like that physical beast center mid build. I think that would be so much fun to use, so I'm really interested in trying out this one. So this one has the Heart perk, successful stand tackle in the defensive half for a boost to aggression, strength, and acceleration. And then Anticipate Plus. These ones have this Recycler one has probably the 3 best specializations I've seen. Like all 3 of these playstyles I think are going to be very good. So Anticipate Plus is just so good. Obviously, if you've played the past couple of years, you'll know that Anticipate Plus is amazing. And this one gives you the Thief perk, get a boost in acceleration, stand tackling, and strength when your team loses the ball in the middle third. Interesting. And that one is inspired by Cloud and Makalele. So right here, you can see that the height is a bit different compared to those other midfielder archetypes. You can actually be taller, but you can't be as short as those other ones. So the minimum height is 5'8" on this one, and then the max is 6'4", which is another reason why it would be pretty good as a center back. The weight range is around the same, but you can see that you can only get 4-star skill moves. You're not going to be able to get 5-star skill moves, which is a bit of a bummer, but that makes sense to kind of balance out archetypes and not make them all the same, being able to get like 5-star skills on every single one. This is supposed to be the most defensive of the midfielder archetypes, so that makes sense. You can still get a 5-star weak foot, and then here are the attributes. Only max 90 pace, not amazing, definitely not that great, but it's still solid. And then you can even get these shooting stats to a pretty high attribute, but you probably won't want to do that because it'll cost quite a bit of AP. Maybe the long shots, because that is a key attribute. So, and it's already at 75. So you could like upgrade the shot power and long shots just to take long shots as a CM or a CDM. So let me just scroll through the rest of these attributes really quick. And that is going to do it for the Recycler archetype. So I've now gone over all the midfielder archetypes. Let's take a look at the forward archetypes. And this first one is Magician, which I definitely think could be used as a midfielder, also like a cam or like a left mid, right mid. And then it's definitely going to be great as like a winger. It's inspired by Ronaldinho. And of course he played like winger and cam. And you could even use this as like a striker, like more of like a playmaking secondary type of striker, like a 2-striker formation. I think it could be pretty good. So finesse shot and technical are 2 very good ones to start out. I think this one might be the most popular one. When I played the beta, I saw a ton of people with the Magician archetype. So the key attributes are acceleration, balance, finishing, and curve. Go to the more info page. There's that Ronaldinho pick, and then finesse shot and tentacle. And then so it's saying you could use it as striker, left wing, right wing, cam, left mid, and right mid. So I would agree with that. Then for the perks, the getaway driver is the first one. Dribble at full sprint in the opponent's half for a short boost to agility, balance, and reactions. It's pretty hard to read that text over Ronaldinho's yellow shirt. And then ankle breaker, fake shot to beat an opponent in the attacking third for a boost to balance, ball control, and dribbling. Similar to the Recycler archetype, the Magician archetype has some nice specializations. So Magician Plus gives you first touch plus, which in my opinion, it's so underrated. A lot of people don't realize actually how good it is. Works on every single pass you receive from a teammate. And this one gives you the 1-2 perk, do a pass and go in the opponent's half for a short boost to acceleration, ball control, and balance. And then Power Shot Plus is the one based on Henri. This one's called Hot Shot. Cut and shoot perk. Shoot after entering the box from the wing for a short boost to finishing, curve, and shot power. And then the Invader one is the last one, inspired by Mia Hamm. And this one gives you Incisive Pass Plus, which is why I was saying this one would be really good as a cam also. This one and the Creator, and then probably the Maestro are the 3 going to be best as like as a cam playmaker type of role. So Incisive Pass Plus is really good to be able to get that on the Magician archetype. And this one gives you the Silver Platter perk. Give your teammate a short boost to composure, finishing, and ball control when receiving your pass in the box. It looks like you can be 5-star, 5-star on the Magician archetype. I was definitely expecting to be able to have 5-star skills. Seems like for most of these archetypes, you'll be able to have a 5-star weak foot. And then the height, 5'4" through 6'2". The weight is 132 through 176. And then here are the attributes, the base attributes you'll start out with. Most of these attributes, it looks like, are 75 or around that amount. And then there's some that are obviously worse because the Magician archetype is not going to be a defensive archetype. So all these defensive attributes are very low. Next, we have Finisher, which I think will be really nice as a striker. These two signature playstyles to start out are a nice combination. Like I said, first touch plus is very underrated. Low driven shot was OP, and I'm assuming it'll still be OP in FC26. Reactions, composure, finishing, and volleys are the key attributes. This one's inspired by Alex Morgan. So more info page, left wing striker, right wing, or cam. I would probably mostly just use this as like a striker. And then the perks: fake to real, fake shot in the box to gain a short boost to shot power, finishing, and composure. 1v1 master, when 1 versus 1 with the goalkeeper, gain a short boost to ball control, agility, and balance. For specializations, there's finisher plus, which gives another chip shot +1, which I don't think is going to be very common. No look finisher perk, shoot with back to goal in the box to gain a short boost to shot power, finishing, and balance. I don't really like that. I don't really shoot with my back to the goal very much, to be honest, because it doesn't seem very realistic. And then the presser one is based off of Carlos Tevez, and of course gives a Relentless Plus, which is interesting. Relentless Plus as a striker, don't think it will be the best. But turnover, finisher, win possession in the attacking third to gain a short boost to finishing, composure, and curve. And then the last one is Hunter, inspired by Prinz. I'm not too sure how to pronounce that name. I think she's a German player. And this one gives Game Changer Plus, which is a new play style along with Invented Plus. Game Changer Plus is going to work for Travella and Flare shots, while Invented Plus is going to work for Flare and Travella passes. So this one's going to give you Game Changer Plus, and then the first time finisher perk, take a first time shot in the box to gain a short boost to shot power, balance, and composure. The max height is 6'3", and you will be able to have a 5-star, which is nice to see. And I think this one will be very good as a striker build. So for the attributes, let's scroll through these pretty quick. Finishing, you will be able to get the finishing really high for somewhat cheap because that is a key attribute. Volleys, and then I think reactions and composure were the other two, which makes sense as the finisher archetype, especially composure. For the last forward archetype, we have target, inspired by Ibra, and this one gives power shot and precision header, and then jumping, strength, heading accuracy, and shot power for key attributes. So this is going to be like the target man, striker build, aerial threat kind of build. If you like bigger striker builds that are good in the air with physicality, this will be your archetype to use as striker. So power shot and precision header, and then the Sixth Sense perk, shoot with back to goal in the attacking third to gain a short boost to finishing, balance, and composure. Don't really like that one too much. I probably wouldn't activate that a whole lot. Physical shooter, shield off an opponent, then shoot in the box for a boost to strength, shot power, and balance. The specializations are solid on this one. So the target plus gives you acrobatic plus, which makes a lot of sense for Ibra. With my Ibra builds in the past, I would put acrobatic plus on with like power shot plus. And then the perk is line breaker, receive a line breaking pass in the attacking third for a boost to dribbling, balance, and composure. Incisive pass plus, so another incisive pass specialization. So you could even use this as like a playmaking striker, potentially like a cam. It did say suggested positions cam. Not too sure how great that will be, but with incisive pass, you definitely could. And this one's based off of Totti. It's called a roamer, blind passer perk, pass with back to goal in attacking third to gain a short boost to finishing, balance, and composure. And then this next one is the one that I'm most interested in, similar to the Yaya Toure one on the Recycler archetype. It's called Runner, inspired by R9. And this one gives the Enforcer Plus playstyle on a striker build. So I'm really interested in trying that. High speed shooter is the perk, shoot while at full sprint for a boost to shot power, strength, and aggression. That one's interesting to me because shoot while at full sprint and it boosts your strength and aggression. Like, how will that really help? How will the boost to strength and aggression help when it comes to shooting at full sprint? Like, right when you press the shoot button, is it activating the strength and aggression? So if somebody's like coming to bump you or something, it'll help. Like, how is that actually gonna make a difference? Let me know what y'all think about that. Obviously the shot power will help. And then here are the unlock criterias. So for attributes, So 6'5" is gonna be the max height. I believe the finisher one was 6'3", and then the minimum height is 5'10", so you're definitely can't be, like, crazy short on this build, which makes sense. The weight, you can definitely get some high weight, so 176 through 220, and then you can also be a 5-star, 5-star, and then here are the attributes. Let's now move on over to the defender archetypes, and we'll save goalkeepers for last. So the progressor one, which I think is more like a ball playing center back where you're pretty good on the ball when it comes to passing and dribbling. But I also think this one will be common as a CDM because of the signature playstyles being a long ball pass and anticipate. That'd be great as a CDM. So I think this one and then recycler are going to be the best as like holding midfielders. But of course, this one will be good at center back. Inspired by Fernando Hierro, which was a center back. And let's go to the more info page. So it's saying CDM, left back, center back, right back makes sense. And then restarter perk, successful stand tackle in the defensive half for a boost to long passing and short passing and vision. Goalkeeper's favorite, receive a pass from goalkeeper in the defensive third for a boost to long passing, short passing, and vision. That's interesting. So if you have like a real goalkeeper, they can maybe like focus on just playing the ball out to you in order to activate that perk for you. The specializations also look really nice on this one. So Jockey Plus with Progressor Plus, and this one will give you the wall bounce perk, intercept the ball in the defensive half for a short boost to bounce, curve, and short passing. Ping Pass Plus based off of Franz Beckenbauer, which I thought the Progressor archetype originally was just going to be based off of Beckenbauer, not Hierro, but it makes sense that he's one of the specializations at least. So unexpected forward perk, dribble into the attacking third for a short boost to ball control, composure, and dribbling. And then quick step plus would be great as a CDM, a fullback, center back. This one's called Janitor based off of Rio Ferdinand. And last player back, be the last player back in the defensive half for a boost to acceleration, slide tackling, and stand tackling. I believe the min and max height on this one is the same as the target archetype. So 5'10 through 6'5, and then you can have 4-star skills and 4-star weak foot. I honestly feel like you should be able to have like a 5-star weak foot if it's a ball playing center back. Like there are some center backs out there that have like a 5-star weak foot. I do like how you can have 4-star skills because it is more of the ball playing defender archetype. Like I'm assuming the boss archetype where it's more of a physical center back, a no nonsense center back, you won't be able to have 4-star skills or maybe even a 4-star weak foot. So here are the attributes. I'm going to scroll through these really quickly and then we'll move on to the next defender archetype. Now we have boss. So I think this one will be popular as a center back, especially in competitive, because I think you'll be able to be pretty tall. You'll be good in the air with the aerial fortress playstyle, and then you have bruiser, so you'll have like high physical attributes and great at defending and just that no nonsense type of center back inspired by Nemanja Vidic. So let's go to more info where it's saying left back, center back, right back, or CDM, but I'd probably suggest just maybe keeping it at center back. We'll have to look at the attributes, and it really just depends like where you allocate those AP on your attributes screen. So the shuffler perk, jockeying near the dribbler in the defensive half for a boost to aggression, balance, and reactions. That seems pretty good. And then box controller, clear the ball from the defensive box for a short boost to heading, jumping, and reactions. Okay, that seems also pretty good. And then for specializations, we have Boss Plus, which gives Slide Tackle Plus, Physical Tackle Specialist, Physical Tackle in the defensive third for a short boost to Strength, Vision, and Aggression. And I think this is different than the Strong Tackle. The Strong Tackle was what I was talking about with the RB stand tackle or R1 stand tackle. Physical tackle, I think they mean bruiser, like utilizing the bruiser signature playstyle and like bumping people off the ball. I think that's what they mean by physical tackle for that one. And then the other one is enforcer, inspired by Patrick Vieira, which he was mostly like a midfielder, a CDM kind of player. So I guess you could use it as CDM, especially if you put on Press Proven Plus. Old school perks is successful slide tackle in the middle third for a short boost to composure, slide tackle, and aggression. And then the last one is inspired by Maldini. Capitano gives a block plus, So I think this one could be pretty popular, maybe the most popular one for specializations for this archetype. But I do think most people might keep Aerial Fortress and Bruiser. Like, you might see some people take out Bruiser and put like a Block Plus in instead of Bruiser. So this one, it gives you the Sweeper perk, be the last player back in the defensive half for a boost to defensive awareness, balance, and interceptions. And as you can see, the max height is 6'5", so it actually is the same as Progressor and Target. I thought it would maybe be like a little bit taller than Progressor, but I guess it's just like the exact same. I think the minimum height might be a little bit taller, just like 1 inch. I think the other one was 5'10", but like you can see here, you can only have 3-star skills. The Progressor one, you could have 4-star skills, but you can still have a 4-star weak foot. And then I'm going to scroll through the rest of these attributes really quick. Obviously, the shooting attributes aren't great, but 75 shot power actually is pretty good for a center back. And then the dribbling attributes probably won't be great, but you could get them up a bit, it seems like, to in the 90s or the 80s for the most part. And then obviously the best part about this build is going to be the defending and physicals. The next defender archetype is Engine, inspired by Park Ji-sung. So this one will give Relentless, and Ji-sung is known for like 3 Lung Park, I think is his nickname or something like that, because he was running all over the place. The Relentless playstyle fits him perfectly, and also the name Engine as well. So Jockey and Relentless, and then Stamina, Interceptions, Short Pass, and Stand Tackle for the key attributes. Go to more info. This one seems like one of the most versatile ones, at least when it comes to the suggested positions that they're showing. Left wing, right wing, left mid, left back, CM, and CDM. So this one is going to be a very balanced, versatile archetype, but I'm not that big of a fan of those signature playstyles, to be honest. So Tracker, Jockey near a dribbler in the defensive half for a boost to interceptions, reactions, and ball control. Presser, win the ball in the defensive half to gain a short boost to short passing, vision, and balance. For specializations, these actually look better than the ones that the signature playstyles. So Intercept Plus would be a really good one to get on this one. This one's called Engine Plus, and then it gives you the Raider perk. Enter the opponent's box from the middle for a short boost to finishing, shot power, and reactions. Tiki Taka Plus could also be nice, especially if you're going to be using this as like a CM or like a winger or left mid or something, or even like a 3-back. I think this one will be one of the better ones for a 3-back or 5-back as a wing back. For those of y'all that like play competitive or something, I think this one could be a decent option. The Give and Go perk, do a pass and go in the middle third for a short boost to dribbling, sprint speed, and agility. And then Gadget, inspired by Marcelo. The other one was inspired by Zanetti. This one is inspired by Marcelo and gives Technical Plus. The Workhorse perk, get a boost in strength, aggression, and standing tackle when your team loses the ball in the middle third. What I wonder about this Give and Go perk under the Everywhere specialization, the pass and go, like, is it just making a pass and then running isn't going to boost, or do you need to do like that LB A pass? So like, I know if you press the LB on Xbox or L1 on PlayStation, then the pass button, your guy will instantly like turn his body and start sprinting like forward towards the goal, and that's a good way to get your guy like accelerating. Is that how you activate the pass and go, or is it just like a 1-2 with a player? The max height on this one is 6'2", and you can get 4-star skills, so you can't get 5-star skills, but you can get a 5-star weak foot. And I'm going to scroll through all these attributes, and they should be pretty well rounded. As you can see, like, it doesn't seem like there's any category where they're in like the 50s. The lowest I see is like 65. I guess there's 50 free kicks, but that's not that important. So that kind of just shows like how well-rounded this archetype is. Then Marauder is going to be the 4th defender archetype. So this one's inspired by Kafu, and this one seems like it's mostly going to be good for fullback or even like wing back in like a 3-back or 5-back formation. So this one gives a whip pass and quick step, and I think it also could be good possibly as like a winger or something like that with those play styles. And then the key attributes are sprint speed, stamina, crossing, and slide tackle. More info. We have, it's saying you could use it as a left mid, right mid, or even CDM. Possibly, like, I think it's going to be another well-rounded one similar to Engine. And then, it's saying left back and right back, which I think are going to be like the main position for this archetype, obviously because it's inspired by Kafu. So high speed crosser, crosses while at full sprint on the attacking wing, receive a boost to agility, crossing, and curve. Tackle and run, successful stand tackle on the defensive wing for a boost to acceleration, agility, and sprint speed. So both of those perks are on the wing, which is why I think it would be best to use this build as a fullback or like a left mid or right mid or a wing back. For the specializations, we have Marauder Plus, which gives slide tackle plus, and the on the move perk. Do a pass and go, so there's that pass and go again. In the defensive half for a short boost to balance acceleration and reactions. Then the Speedster based off of Lillian Thuram, Rapid Plus, Wing Burner perk, knock on past an opponent in the attacking wing for a boost to acceleration, agility, and sprint speed. So that perk seems like it would be best as like an attacking fullback or a left mid, right mid, or a wing back type of player. And then Athlete, inspired by Roberto Carlos, gives Bruiser Plus, wide recovery perk, team loses ball, while you are in the defensive wing, get a boost to balance, sprint speed, and ball control. On this one, you can actually get 5-star skills. So I think this is the only defending archetype where you can get 5-star skills. The engine one only had 4-star skills, and the progressor one had 4-star skills. You can also get a 5-star weak foot. The max height is 6'2", and then here are the attributes, and it seems like it's going to be a pretty balanced archetype, somewhat similar to engine. We're finally moving on towards the end of this video, and now we are on the keeper archetypes. So there's only 2, shot stopper and sweeper keeper. So the shot stopper is the one we're going to look at first. This one's inspired by Oliver Kahn. This one gives footwork and far reach. Acceleration, goalkeeper, diving, handling, and reflexes are the key attributes. So let's go to the more info. And then the low shot saver perk, stop a low shot for a short boost to agility, handling, and reflexes. So I think the footwork will be really good for those low shots. That's why they have that as a signature playstyle. So you should be able to activate that perk quite a bit with that footwork playstyle. Ready to act, jockey when the dribbler is in the attacking third for a short boost to diving, balance, and reflexes. That seems pretty interesting, honestly. That could be pretty good. And then for specializations, there's Cross Claimer Plus, which isn't a very popular goalkeeper playstyle. Quick Recovery, successfully save a shot for a short boost to reactions, positioning, and diving. Spider, I think, will be a common one because a 1v1 close down is really good. This one's inspired by Casillas. And the Boxer perk, punch the ball for a short boost to positioning, diving, and agility. And then Octopus, inspired by Peter Schmeichel. Deflector Plus could be pretty good as well. And this one gives you the Anticipator perk. Instant save when near the dribbler for a short boost to vision, reflexes, and handling. And I think the instant save is like a new feature that they added in the brand new goalkeeper system for 26. And I think that's almost like a manual, like save on demand type of thing, if I'm not mistaken. The max height on this one is 6'7", and the shortest is 6 foot. You can have 2-star skills max, and then a 3-star weak foot. So gone are the days where you can make a goalkeeper build with like 5-star skills. And then here are the attributes. So the only thing that's really important, I guess, are the pace attributes, with the acceleration being pretty good to start out. And then obviously the goalkeeping attributes right here. Then lastly, we have Sweeper Keeper, inspired by Lev Yashin. This one gives a 1v1 close down and far reach. Long pass, diving, kicking, and positioning are the key attributes. I honestly would have thought like acceleration would have been a key attribute for this one instead of shot stopper, because you are Sweeper Keeper. Usually they're a little bit faster, more aggressive, and coming out of their box to clear a ball and not let a forward get onto it or something like that. So I would have thought acceleration would have been one of the key attributes, but long pass obviously does make sense because this archetype should be better on the ball than the shot stopper goalkeeper. So more info. We have the back option. Receive a ground pass in the defensive half for a short boost to short passing, ball control, and vision. Rush specialist. Rush the dribbler in the box for a short boost to acceleration, aggression, and reaction. So that perk should be activated quite a bit with that 1v1 close down playstyle. The specializations on this one are honestly pretty weird. So you get far throw plus, which isn't very common. on the Sweeper Keeper Plus, and then it gives you the Box Defender perk, successful hard slide tackle in the defensive third for a boost to aggression, reflexes, and strength. So you have to do like the RB slide tackle or R1 slide tackle on PlayStation, which I don't think is going to be very common at all for a goalkeeper. So I don't really see that perk being activated very much at all. Launcher gives a long ball pass plus. This one could be, I guess, like somewhat useful as a sweeper keeper. Distance assister perk, precision passes in the defensive half receive a short boost to curve, long passing, and kicking. So that'll actually make precision passes better for goalkeepers because most competitive goalkeepers utilize precision passing, like the precision lob. So that could be somewhat helpful. And then this other one is just kind of weird. Press proven plus on a goalkeeper. It could be good for like the left stick dribbling when you get the ball played to your feet and you have pressure on you. But I don't think you'll see a lot of people using this over these signature playstyles that are already like two meta ones, 1v1 close down and far reach. But you could, I guess, just use it for the perk. So El Loco, fake shot, and then you got to do a fake shot? That's crazy. Fake shot to beat an opponent in the defensive half for a boost to agility, balance, and ball control. So out of all the specializations, out of all the archetypes, these are probably the weirdest ones I've seen, to be honest. The max height on a Sweeper Keeper is slightly less than Shot Stopper. So Shot Stopper was 6'7", Sweeper Keeper is 6'6", and then the minimum height is 5'10", which honestly I don't know why they wouldn't just do like 5'4", just go short as possible, because it is a Sweeper Keeper, and then one of those specializations were based off of Jorge Campos, and I believe he's like 5'6", like he was a 5'6" goalkeeper, so why not just like put the minimum height for this one like pretty low rather than 5'10". You can get 3-star skill moves. Would be cool to like maybe at least get 4-star skill moves and then a 4-star weak foot. And I also think it would be cool to get a 5-star weak foot. Shot Stopper, obviously a 5-star weak foot wouldn't be as ideal, but I think it makes more sense to give a 5-star weak foot for the Sweeper Keeper. But I think you do have a better weak foot than the Shot Stopper. Shot Stopper was 3-star max. This is at least 4-star max. And then here are the attributes, which really you're mostly just going to be focusing on pace, actually maybe a little bit of the passing. 75 long passing to start out is actually pretty nice, and vision. And then these dribbling attributes aren't terrible to start out, to be honest. And then even 75 interceptions is pretty good, actually. And then here are the physical and goalkeeper attributes. And there y'all go. That is a breakdown of all the archetypes in FC 26 clubs. Let me know in the comments what y'all think, which archetype you think you'll unlock first, or which archetypes you're interested in testing out. And before I let y'all go, I'm going to go to this consumables tab because I don't think I've showed y'all. This is where all your consumables will be. So I have like a double archetype XP I have 2 of them for 10 matches. So like a total of 20 matches, I believe. So I can basically level up an archetype faster. Then I also have this archetype unlock consumable to unlock another archetype for free. And then also it's going to show these stats for each archetype, which is really nice to see. So right now I have 0s on all of them, even the creator one, because I haven't played a game yet. But once I start playing, I will be able to see stats just for the creator archetype. Then if I unlock another archetype, I should be able to see the stats for when I use that archetype. So that's going to do it for this video. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and stay tuned to the channel for more content in the future. As always, y'all have a great rest of y'all's day, and peace out.